So let's talk about the living room wall. You know, that big blank space that can either make a room feel totally put together or, well, kind of cold and unfinished. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to take any wall from empty to absolutely expressive, and we've got ideas for every single style and budget.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. You're just chilling on the sofa, you look up, and there it is, that big, empty wall just staring back at you. It can feel like this impossible puzzle, right? What do you even put there? How big should it be? And where in the world do you start?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. The whole point isn't just to fill the space for the sake of it. It's to create something that shows off your personality, something that genuinely makes you happy every time you walk into the room.
Any great design starts with a plan. But don't worry, this isn't going to be complicated. It really just comes down to 3 super simple foundational steps. If you get these right, you're setting yourself up for success before you even pick up a hammer.
First things first, space. You've got to understand your canvas. So yeah, grab a tape measure, get those dimensions, but also just notice things. Does that wall get hit with a ton of afternoon sun? Then maybe a delicate photo that could fade isn't the best idea. Or is it a dark corner? A mirror or something with bright colors could completely change the vibe.
Okay, next up is style. Your wall decor can't just be a random thing you throw up. It has to have a conversation with the rest of the room. Think about it. Are you going for a clean, modern look, or is your style more soft and elegant? The goal here is to pick something that feels like it was always meant to be there. And finally, the big one, budget. But listen, this isn't about being restrictive. It's about being smart. Deciding on a number right from the start, whether that's $20 or a few hundred, helps you focus your energy and get super creative. And as you're about to see, a huge impact does not require a huge budget.
All right, with our plan ready to go, let's get to the really fun part, the ideas. We're going to break this down into 3 different tiers, just to prove that amazing style is possible at any, and I mean any, price point. So, here's a quick look. Down in the ultra-budget tier, it's all about getting creative and resourceful. In the mid-range, you start to get access to more polished, ready-to-hang stuff. And then at the investment level, you're talking about those really unique, high-impact pieces that anchor a room. Now, this is where you can have a ton of fun. Here's a pro tip for you. When you're at a thrift store, ignore the ugly art inside the frame. Just look at the frame itself. A cheap can of spray paint can turn some old, gaudy frame into a sleek, modern piece. And printable art? You can find amazing stuff online for just a few dollars or even for free. When you step up to the mid-range, your options really open up. This is where you find those nice canvas prints in stores or curated sets that make a gallery wall super easy. Floating shelves are another fantastic choice here. You can style them with books, little plants, and a few cool objects. A little designer trick is to group things in odd numbers, like 3s or 5s. It's just more pleasing to the eye. And for those who are ready to invest, this is where you can make a serious statement. Buying an original piece from a local artist is amazing, because not only are you supporting creativity in your community, but you get something that is truly one of a kind. It becomes the focal point that sets the mood for the entire room.
Okay, so we've talked budget. Now let's circle back to style for a minute. Just to keep things simple, let's look at 2 really popular aesthetics that are pretty distinct from each other, modern and elegant.
This lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got modern style. It's all about those clean lines, bold geometric shapes, and a simple color palette. Think black and white or high contrast colors. It's very minimal. Then, on the right, you have the elegant style, which leans into softer, more muted colors, classic themes like landscapes, and a real focus on quality materials.
So, you found the perfect piece of art. Awesome. But now what? How do you hang it so it looks like a professional did it? Well, there are a few simple designer secrets that are going to help you get it right every single time. First up is the 2/3 rule. It sounds technical, but it's super easy. Whatever art you're hanging above furniture, like your sofa, it should take up about 2/3 of the width of that furniture. This makes sure the art feels balanced and connected to what's below it, instead of looking like a tiny postage stamp on a huge wall. Next is the absolute golden rule of art hanging, 57 to 60 inches. Now, that measurement is from the floor to the center of your artwork. Why that number? Because it's the average human eye level. It's what galleries use, and it's the secret to making everything feel perfectly placed and comfortable to look at. And our last little rule of thumb, hang your art about 6 to 8 inches above the furniture it's over. If you go too high, you create this awkward gap, and the art just looks like it's floating randomly in space.
This simple guideline makes your decor and your furniture feel like they're one single cohesive group.
Knowing the rules is great, but you know what's just as important? Knowing what not to do. So let's quickly run through a few of the most common decorating mistakes so you can avoid them completely.
Okay, let's hit these fast. First, the scale error. That one tiny picture on a giant wall. The fix? Go bigger or group a few smaller things together to make one big statement. Then there's the hanging error. Just remember those rules we talked about. The budget error is a sneaky one. Always remember framing can be expensive, so factor that in. And finally, the style error. It's easy to buy a bunch of things you like, but sticking to one or two complementary styles will make your room feel curated, not chaotic.
You know, when it comes down to it, all of these tips and rules all point back to one simple thing. This isn't about creating a perfect showroom. It's about creating your home. The whole goal is to surround yourself with stuff that brings you joy and tells a little bit of your own story.
So, take another look at that blank wall. It's not a problem, it's an opportunity. It's a blank page and you're the author. So what pieces are you going to choose? What story are your walls going to tell?